So today I'm talking about a P0037 code, what it is, and how you could go about fixing it. And so what is a P0037 code? Well, it's an HO2S heater control circuit low, bank 1, sensor 2. And so what does this mean? Well, located down on the exhaust are what's called O2 sensors, and they do two things. The first thing they do is they monitor the catalytic converter, and then the second thing they do is they monitor how much oxygen was burnt off during combustion. And then the computer uses that information to adjust the air-fuel ratio mixture that's going into the cylinders. But when you get this P0037 code, the computer sees a problem with one of these, mainly the bank 1 sensor 2 O2 sensor, and so it's going to be troubleshooted to know why. And when you have a V6, V8, V10 engine, the engine's going to have two banks. Bank 1 side of the engine is always the side of the engine with the number 1 cylinder, and then the opposite of that is bank 2. So if you do have a V6, V8, V10 engine, locate cylinder number 1 on that engine because there is differences, and that side of the engine is going to be bank 1. If you have a 4-cylinder engine, most of these are only going to have one bank. And so the most common cause of a P0037 code is going to be either that sensor's gone bad and it needs to be replaced, or the wiring going to it. And the basics of what's going on with these O2 sensors is that there's going to be 2 on each bank of the engine. Sometimes there could be 3, but usually there's 2. Sensor 1 is going to be located before the catalytic converter, and it's also called the upstream O2 sensor. And sensor 2 is going to be located after the catalytic converter, and it's also called the downstream O2 sensor. And when you get this P0037 code, the sensor to go and locate on your vehicle is going to be this bank 1 sensor 2. And there can be different types of O2 sensors. So if you do go to work on a vehicle, it's always going to be a good idea to go and get wiring schematics for that vehicle. That way you know for sure what's going on. But the basics of how all this works is that you're going to have 4 wires going to that sensor. 2 wires are going to be for the O2 sensor part of it, and they're going to be going back to the computer. And 2 wires are going to be going to a heater element part that's built into the sensor. And basically these sensors can't get good readings until they get hot. So they built in these heater elements so that when the engine cold starts, the computer doesn't have to wait for the whole engine to warm up and the exhaust to warm up before it can start getting good readings. Usually these heater elements are getting 12 volts going to them all the time, and the computer controls the ground side. Again, be sure to get schematics because there can be variations on that, but usually that's the way these are working. So when the key goes into the on position, that heater element's going to get 12 volts to it, and the computer is going to control the ground side to turn it on and off. It's very common for these heater elements to be on a fuse and maybe a relay. So it's a good idea to go check for any blown fuses or possibly a bad relay. For example, here's a 2004 Toyota Tacoma fuse box. And right here it says AF heater. That's going to be the fuse going to that heater element. And over here, here's a relay that says AF heater. That's going to be the relay that's going to that O2 sensor. You will have to research your particular vehicle to know for sure what's going on, but it is very common for these to be on a fuse and a relay going to that heater element that's built into that O2 sensor. If the fuse and the relay checks good, then you can use a multimeter to go and troubleshoot that circuit and test the O2 sensor. And the way you go about testing that heater element that's built into that O2 sensor is that you find the 2 wires that's going to it. Usually they're the same colored wire. For example, right here, these 2 white wires are going to the heater element, and the 2 mismatched wires are going to the O2 sensor side. Of course, there can be some variations on this, but usually the 2 same colored wires are going to the heater element. You set your meter to ohms, and you check to see what the resistance is. And if you get continuity, if you get a reading, then usually that sensor is good. You can look up what the rated ohm value is supposed to be for that particular sensor, and then be sure it falls inside that range. But these heater elements, they kind of work like a light bulb. When they burn out, they just don't work anymore. So if you get it open, you don't get no reading, then you know it's bad. I made a video on this. I'll put a link in the description box below if you want to go and check that out. But you can go and test the heater element that's built into that O2 sensor. If that heater element tests bad inside of that sensor, then it's going to need to be replaced. These sensors are fairly straightforward to go and replace, but sometimes they can be located in difficult spots, or sometimes kind of have corrosion going on that makes them difficult to remove. These sensors are 22 millimeter, and usually you can use a 22 millimeter wrench. There is a special O2 sensor removal and installation tool that you can go and buy to remove them and put them back in. Taking them out is usually not a problem, but with that wire in the way, you won't be able to use a socket. So in some cases, you do need this tool to go around that wire and tighten it down and put it back in. I'll put a link to this in the description box below to show you what I'm talking about. But if you test that O2 sensor heater element and it tests bad, then the next thing to go and do is to replace that O2 sensor. If the fuse is good, the relay's good, the O2 sensor tests good, then the next thing to do is go get wiring schematics for that vehicle and test the wiring going to that O2 sensor. Like I said before, usually when the key goes in the on position, you're going to get 12 volts going to it. And then there's going to be a wire going back to the computer that's going to allow the computer to turn it on and off. Because the most common thing that's going to cause a P0037 code is going to be a bad O2 sensor or the wiring going to it. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a basic overview of how you go about fixing a vehicle with the P0037 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me. I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.